Hey guys, Ben here, welcome back to another video on Superman Lois. Today we have some major breaking news. We have the official announcement of those who will not be returning as series regulars for next season, that being season 4. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future DCTV videos later this year. Sorry that I'm about a day late on this article, however, we are now getting to it. It was officially announced that Superman Lois is going to be having a season 4 over at the CW just the other day. We did a video on that, you can go check that out, that's on the channel. I go over all the details that they have told us. We know it's going to be 10 episodes, there's been some major budget cuts, and in the article it actually said that there were going to be some big changes to who was a series regular on the show. And that's because they want to cut back costs, they want to keep it down to 10 episodes, and they want to focus everything on the main core 4, that being the Kents. So we're going to be going over this Deadline article where they officially announced who out of the cast members who were series regulars last year will be not returning as a series regular next season. Okay, so the CW Superman Lois has set the returning cast for the recently picked up 10 episode 4th season, with 4 of the 12 season 3 series regulars coming back amid budget cuts. Departing as series regulars are, and this has been officially confirmed, Dylan Walsh, who plays General Lane, aka Lois's dad. Also Emmanuel, who plays Lana. Sorry, I don't know exactly how to properly pronounce her name, but Eric Valdez is also going to be stepping back from being a series regular. He plays Kyle. Indy Navarrete also is going to be stepping back. She plays Sarah. Will Parks, who plays John Henry, Taylor Buck, who plays Natalie, and also Sophia Hasmick, who plays Chrissy Beppo. So that is some major changes. That is literally all of the main series regular cast apart from the core 4, as I said. So that being Tyler and Bitsy, and then also the 2 kids played by Alex Garfin and now Michael Bishop, who has taken on the role of Jonathan Kent in this latest season. And so the hope is apparently for those series regulars who have been cut from the show to guest star or at least recur next season, reprising their role subject to interest on their part and availability. So that's what we're hearing right now. So let's get into that before we move on to talk more about Tyler and how the show is going to be, plus also a new series regular that's been announced. But this definitely marks a huge change. You're going to see a very different Superman Lois in season 4. This 10 episode run is going to be heavily focused around the series regulars, and I presume they're going to be moving to Metropolis because these are all majorly Smallville based characters. So you have the likes of Chrissy, who is obviously working with Lois at the Smallville Gazette. That's a solely Smallville based role. Plus also you have John Henry and Natalie, who have settled into Smallville. And you have Sarah, Lana, and Kyle as well. Plus also their little sister, but she never was a series regular on the show. And so they're going to be taking a step back, and they are the Smallville characters because they are the main family apart from the Kents that we spend time with, who are originally from Smallville. So actually when I made the video the other day with the announcement that season 4 was happening with these major cuts, I said in that video I see maybe 5 or 6 series regulars next year, and it turns out I was correct, but I didn't expect someone else, that being Michael Cudlitz, who is set to play Lex Luthor in the final 2 episodes of season 3, being promoted to a series regular for season 4. So yeah, that is the new series regular who has been promoted from a simple guest star in the last 2 episodes of the season that we haven't seen yet. And so clearly Lex is going to be playing a big role in season 4, which is actually very exciting. But out of the 5 to 6 series regulars that I expected to stay out of the 12 season 3 series regulars, I did not see this coming. Like, I thought maybe they would keep John Henry and maybe Lana, or they would keep Sarah and maybe find some sort of excuse to bring them to Metropolis if they changed schools or wanted to, you know, go live with the Kents. But this is literally them stripping away the very DNA of the show. Like, you have to realize the Kents are a huge part of the show, but so are the Cushings, and so is John Henry and Natalie, and I'm surprised that they've even cut General Lane, because I feel like he's still very important to the Kent family, and not including him is going to be crazy. Also, Dylan Walsh's wife has taken to Instagram saying that Dylan is not going to even recur or guest star next season as far as she knows, and apparently it's just because he's too expensive. Obviously they are trying to cut back on costs, but I do understand if this has been a bad experience for all of these series regulars, because I guess when they heard that season 4 was happening, they probably would have been excited. I know that they probably would have been informed before, but being told the show is going to continue without you is not a nice thing to hear. So I understand if some of these actors don't want to actually come back in a recurring role or a guest star appearance. It's fine, like I understand that, and I feel like we are just gonna have to accept these changes. This is the sacrifice that we've had to make in order to get a season 4, because the CW are being really brutal right now, and this is just another example of their brutality, that, you know, they can cut all of these major cast members, depriving the audience of seeing what they've been used to for the last 3 years. So it's going to be a major change. Also, apparently Lana might not appear as well. That's again according to Dylan Walsh's wife, who's been very active on Instagram. But yeah, let's continue with this article. So returning for season 4 are Tyler Hoechlin and Elizabeth Tulloch as the title characters, and fellow series regulars Michael Bishop and Alex Garfin as their children, as well as Michael Cudlitz, who plays Lex Luthor, sources tell Deadline. Introduced this season as a guest star, the Lex Luthor actor has been promoted to a series regular for season 4. Deadline goes on to say that cast reductions have become the norm industry-wide. It's just another way for studios to save money and try and cut back on costs by removing some people from their main payroll. Obviously they get paid a lot more consistent money. If you are a series regular, you can probably expect the next season to be properly involved in the season after, and so obviously this is going to make a major change to Superman Lois. Let me know, what do you guys think about this in the comments down below. I think it's definitely going to be very impactful to the DNA of the show, and quite honestly, I'm very shocked. Like, I was not expecting it to be this brutal. Like, I knew it was going to be pretty brutal, but I just really hope that some of these actors return as guest stars or as recurring characters. My main hope is that at least maybe 4 out of the 7 of them recur as recurring characters. In my personal opinion, who would I pick out of like maybe 4 of the 7 to be recurring? I would probably pick General Lane, Lana, John Henry, and Sarah. I feel that they are the most important characters to the show. I feel like Kyle could be left out and he could just be more of like a guest appearance character, along with Natalie and Chrissy. Like, I don't think Chrissy is the most important character. She's like probably the one that everyone was saying, okay, they're definitely going to throw her away. And Natalie, obviously she's got a lot more to explore and do, but definitely she isn't as important as Sarah. Like, I would say Sarah's more important because of her relationship with Jordan, so I would really like to see Sarah back as a recurring character, because that's just something that I don't think I'm ready to give up on yet, because I do like their relationship and what they had. Obviously it's complicated right now, but I want to see how it progresses. And I think General Lane is very important, between Lois obviously having her dad around, but also him being the head of the DOD. They've played a huge part. Obviously Superman reports back there once in a while, and then Lana is just super important in terms of her relationship with Clark and Lois. I think they're definitely going to throw away the mayor storyline, because that is strictly Smallville bound. Like, obviously she could make visits to Metropolis as the mayor or just as their friend, and I think that's just going to be the case if we're going to see these characters show up again. And if our family does move to Metropolis, I think you're going to see a couple of them visit. I think it makes more sense that you're going to see more of, say, someone like John Henry Irons and General Lane, because they are specifically linked to Superman, and you know, they're very vital in terms of what he does out in the field. And I think someone like Sarah and Lana could show up just, you know, unannounced, or, you know, there is a planned visit and they show up and, you know, they all hang out in Metropolis and do stuff and kind of give updates on life if they are moving to Metropolis. And that hasn't been confirmed yet. Obviously that's just me theorizing, and lots of people have been saying it, so that's just the reason I bring it up. But let's quickly talk about Michael Cudlitz. So I'm very excited to see his Lex Luthor. He is coming next episode, so that is this next week, so looking forward to that. and I think he's going to make a very good Lex Luthor. Obviously, it's a shame to see Jon Cryer not in the role. However, I'm very excited to see a different version of Lex Luthor, seeing how he's different, how we can compare the two, plus also compare it to the other Lex Luthors of the past. And it's interesting that he's been promoted to a regular. That just indicates to me that they're going big on this Lex Luthor storyline, and the end of the season is just the very beginning for Lex and the stuff that they got planned for him. He's almost certainly going to be the main villain of next season, probably along with someone else who is more of a physical threat to Superman. Obviously, Lex is a genius, he is well equipped and has a lot at his disposal, so he can definitely take on Superman if he builds some sort of suit. But I have a feeling that this Lex is going to be way more scheming and much darker than the Jon Cryer version or any of the other versions recently. Just by looking at his face, he looks like he's up to no good, and he looks like he's planning something dark, and I feel like he's going to be a brutal Lex Luthor. But we'll just have to wait and see who that villain could be. Is it just going to be Lex, or are we going to see someone along the lines of Doomsday, who we think is going to appear at the end of the season? So that pretty much does it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment. It really helps out the channel. Also, subscribe and turn on notifications if you're new around here. And you can click on the top right corner of the screen to watch my latest video. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys later. Goodbye.
I see red.